On today's Top Talks, just hanging out with Firewater. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Top Talks episode 5. How you all
Episode
doing?
5.
Yeah, I'm here with my boy Rogelio, Randy, and we have a special guest.
First time Brandon show.
Woo!
Ooh, active duty, right?
Active duty.
Active duty. So you guys are on a treat today because
Yeah.
we have an active duty
We
soldier.
got someone that actually knows
What's going on?
what's going on.
What's going on?
Not just
Somewhat.
Somewhat.
Not
So
just a bunch of retirees talking crap.
Which is no, it's actually pretty good because
Yeah,
I was looking at our first couple of episodes.
yeah.
There's a lot of past things that we all talk about,
Yeah.
and it's hard to imagine how it is or what's going on now.
Right. How's that relate to the new army, basically?
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being here, Brendan.
Yeah.
Thank you for
yeah,
having
we
me.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
There we go. There we go.
That is
So-
true.
So when did you join the army?
So back in '98, I did National Guard for a year. Then '99 August, I came active duty. I'm at 25 years now.
When you said National Guard, what state were you in?
Hawaii.
Oh,
I
Hawaii.
National
Hawaii.
Guard
That's
for 1 year.
where you from too, right? Hawaii.
Right. That's where I joined the army.
That's a lot of people in Hawaii.
Yeah.
In the army.
How was that? How's the National Guard in Hawaii?
Very different. Coming from basic training, you have you have the discipline, and going to the National Guard is way different. So I'm not gonna say I didn't like it, but I wanted to go active duty, so I transitioned to active duty. It's
Huh.
different.
Yeah. Well, the money's better, active duty.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with National Guard, you can actually have a civilian job while you're in National Guard, right?
That's true.
Yeah,
Unless
absolutely.
you're what is that? The active guard reserve?
Yeah, active guard reserve.
Isn't that different though? AGR
Yeah.
from
I don't know what that means really, but I know they're active
No,
duty.
AGR is different.
Yeah.
AGR is
Oh,
you're
okay.
in an active duty status
As a
in
reservist.
serving the reserves.
Oh, okay.
So or the guard. Because
right.
as I understand National Guard, you guys do the weekend thing or something like that?
So you do the 1 weekend, and then you do the annual training.
Oh, the annual training.
when you guys did annual training, you guys are still also in Hawaii.
So we did JRTC.
Oh,
So we went to Louisiana.
Oh, Louisiana.
I've never been there
Hey,
actually.
you have stories from Louisiana.
no,
You been there?
no.
I've never been there.
I'm the one of the lucky few that never seen.
Oh, wow.
Oh, me and you.
Wow.
I have never been to JRTC.
So 1 and 2.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I've been
Okay.
to
Okay.
NTC like a lot.
Let me rephrase. I wish I went to JRTC.
Okay, whatever.
No.
I'm not missing out on anything. Nope, not this guy.
No.
No.
I'm fortunate enough that I never went to NTC, JRTC, none of that.
I think
yeah?
Oh.
I've been to majority of the TCs
Mm.
except for JR.
Oh,
So you've
wow.
been to the
So you've
one
been to
in-
NTC?
NTC
And the one in Germany, right? You been
and the
to-
one in Germany.
Yeah.
NTC man was like our backyard.
Yeah.
I don't know what it
Hey, you were
is.
stationed there.
I was stationed there, but
Oh.
I've been to NTC more when I was here.
Oh,
shit.
wow.
Damn.
YTC, might as well call that
Oh,
Oh.
Yakistan.
Fort Lewis.
You talking about Yakistan?
Yakistan.
Yakistan.
Yeah.
That's home.
That's,
Yakistan.
That's home.
Yeah, is that what they call it? Yakistan?
Yeah.
Yeah, Yakistan.
Oh my lord.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Yakistan is crazy, but it's good to have you here because I know in the past couple episodes we've been talking about a lot of stuff that
Yep.
we don't even know nowadays. I think our last guest, we were hitting up promotions, right, or something. like that?
Promotions and mental
Promotions
health.
and just many other things that we did not experience.
Yeah.
That you guys are going through right now. I think, as far as the new rules and regulations are different, how you guys deal with soldiers are different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
so, why don't we start like, what do you think is what's recently new in today's army?
So going off your last podcast, I
Yeah.
know you guys hit the ACFT height and weight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the ACFT is the Army Physical Combat Test, and so we talked about height and weight 600-9. So now, if you score 540 or above, 80% of each event, you do not have to be. And
Okay.
You don't have to be taped.
Do not have to be taped.
How do
Wow.
you score? What's the scoring? 540 is a lot. I mean, before my days, it's
Yeah.
300.
300.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's 6 events too, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, so you can technically max out at 600?
600. Yes.
Oh, okay.
what are the events?
So deadlift, hand release, push up, plank, leg drag, carry, 2 mile run, obviously, and
Ball throw.
a ball throw. There you
Yeah,
go.
ball throw. There we go.
Yeah.
Ball throw it behind you.
And from my understanding, all these new or AFCT
ACF.
ACF.
AFCFD.
mimics your combat movements.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's a good thing.
It
You know
is.
what I mean? Yeah.
It is.
It makes more sense because I think the run is only 1 mile, right?
Oh, it's 2 miles.
Oh, still 2 miles.
2 miles.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Still 2 miles.
Yeah.
Because we talked about, soldiers that got 300 and couldn't pass tape.
Right.
Yeah.
So, we had great
Yeah, we
soldiers,
did talk
right?
about that. Yeah.
And then, so we were
you
able
got rid of
to.
that? Is that what you're saying?
So if you get a 540, 80 in each event, don't have to be taped. And the tape test has changed too. So it's one measurement for both male and female
Oh,
Wow.
around the waist or around the navel. No longer neck and navel for males, and females was neck, hips,
And,
and,
they,
and navel.
what's the calculation for the navel? How do you do that?
So it's by circumference still, and then we got to go into 600-9 and do the calculation. Same thing how we did the.
wait. So you're still doing neck and navel?
So you only do navel
Oh, just navel.
just right now, yes. And then if they fail, you go back to the old testing, which is the neck
Oh.
and the navel.
Hold on. So if you fail the current
Yes,
tape test, you revert back to the old tape
the old
test?
one for now.
Oh.
So it's like kind of in a pilot program, kind of.
Right.
They just changed 600-9 last year.
So technically, you can be fat and stay in the army.
Basically, yes.
You know what I mean, right? By
But,
that?
but
Yeah.
Because I can go 540 fat.
Well, you have to score 540
540.
first.
Right.
And-
so
and-
let's say, I'm just, I'm just front loaded. you know what I mean? Like heavy
Like right now?
Right. But I'm scoring 580.
Yeah.
So I can stay in the army.
absolutely, if you get 18 inch fence,
So I can look out of shape and be in the army, basically.
Just that's the key word. Look.
look.
Right. Look out of shape.
But, go ahead.
How hard is it to hit 540 in all the events? As a total.
Also, like the new thing in the army is like CrossFit. We're trying to be more athletes, right? So you have to obviously train for these events. It's not going to just wake up and do these events. The APFT was a little bit different, right? You got push ups, sit ups, run, but you could pass the sit ups and push ups easy. You just your run.
I
Now-
passed the PT test drunk one time. Well,
I think most people can,
Yeah.
honestly.
I was like, I'm gonna do PT test.
Yeah.
So basically, you put in what you get out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, wow.
That's
okay.
great. That's pretty cool.
I don't know. I think I'm mixed emotion as far as I think I'm all about. I feel like I'm wrong when I say this because you kind of want to look. You remember that back in the day, you want to look like a soldier.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you got to look like you're.
You got that pride.
Exactly. I think that's
Yeah.
the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
you,
You know
gotta,
what I mean?
you gotta look the part.
Yeah.
You gotta look like a soldier,
Yes.
basically. So the way it sounds like to me, it sounds like that's out of the window. That's like, hey, you don't need to look like a soldier. You just need to pass the ACFT. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But
Okay.
if you're a leader though, you want to look the part.
Right.
You cannot walk around and expect soldiers to hit this standard, and
That's
you're
right.
not emulating the standard.
Right. But if we are having soldiers saying, "Hey, you can be fat, just pass the ACFT, and you good to go," and that soldier is gonna be an NCO someday.
But let me ask,
You know what I mean?
what is a weekly plan for PT? Let's take out the
ACFT.
The ACFT.
Oh, okay.
Because the reason why I ask is,
Yeah.
Sometimes even when we did the old PT test,
Yes.
we just didn't do push up, sit up, and run.
Oh yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, 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 no.
We, we did a lot of
Other things.
horse shit.
Bullshit stuff. Like, what the fuck? Why are we doing this shit?
Yeah, right?
Why am I climbing this hill?
Yeah.
Like
And then,
you became creative about it. Like, what?
yeah, you do a lot of crazy stuff. And then all of a sudden, when you take the PT test, you don't even break a sweat and you score 300.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You'll be like, ooh, I guess it worked.
Yeah, yeah.
So what is
That is true.
what is a weekly plan now for PT?
So back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Not too a few years ago, right?
Yeah.
We had squad leaders, platoon sergeants make PT plans.
Yeah.
So now the Army's going to this holistic fitness is just H2F. But they got these trainers now that kind of mirrors what you want to do in your unit, and they kind of build your PT plan for you. It's new.
Wait.
H2F.
H2F.
We talked about this with
Right, but
Fidelis.
not in that sense, because now I think we did, but we didn't mention anything
No.
about them building a PT plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you guys have the Connex, right, with the weights
Yes.
and all the stuff.
The Beaver Fit.
Yeah, the Beaver Fit. So they have the Beaver Fit, and
Why does it have to be a beaver?
I like beavers. I like beaver. They're delicious.
Why not cougars?
Have you caught a beaver before? Ate the beaver?
Well,
It's delicious.
cougar.
No. Leave it to beaver.
No, but if you're leaving it to, that guy, is that guy deploying with me?
So right now, I don't have an answer to that, but
Yeah.
I know that when they build it, it's
Right.
off of what your units goes off your medal, goes off what your mission set is, so you can build it accordingly.
Wow, because everybody got okay. I get it now.
Yeah.
So if I'm let's say a desk job, that's my metal is pretty light. That makes sense.
Yes.
So they building off the metal from like a 45 stance for instance.
No,
let's
they,
say.
No,
they
no,
build
no.
it through the units.
Yeah, it's a unit.
It's
Oh, unit metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, I misunderstood that.
What unit do you fall under?
So
Yeah.
infantry. I'm in
Oh, okay.
or support company.
So are they going off the brigade's metal?
Battalion,
Battalion metal.
and then
Got
the
it.
company gets.
So how does a PT plan look like with this experts?
That is true. Yeah. Because they're not in the
Oh,
army.
what?
obviously,
Hold
right?
on. But these people,
Mhm.
company, are they like past ex-military before, or
A lot of them are.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
lot of them
Okay.
are like so. Ours, my battalion is a
Right.
former Marine reconnaissance.
okay?
So, and he has a degree. So, force fitness. So,
Okay,
So they got the experience and the credentials.
I'll bite.
Okay. Well, I guess that's less job for the platoon sergeant, right? In a way.
Kinda. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, now you don't have that
Control.
control. I mean, instead of you developing that relationship with the soldiers, now
So your calendar is being sent to you guys.
we're in a digital world. It's
no.
an app now.
Snap.
So you,
So you know exactly what your platoon is doing tomorrow, for instance.
well,
100%. This still goes on into DTMS. Still goes into the training schedule.
That's interesting.
Yeah. But you can always add too. Though.
I think it's very efficient. I mean, in the soft community, each operator have their own health fitness guy, and they tailor the workout for them. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like the same.
Okay. I get the idea. I mean,
but then
yeah.
with soft, is it you said they tailor per person?
Yes. So basically, what happens is the operator talk to the physical fitness person, the expert,
Yeah.
and they say, "I want to be more lean. I want to have more
Yes.
endurance." And then the physical fitness developer will develop a plan and meal plan for that individual
So,
operator.
but that's individual.
Individual.
So how does that work with a 44-man platoon or
So
a
same-
44
so-
person?
Yeah.
Those same like the SAL community.
Yeah.
Same thing. If you want to tailor something to an individual, same thing.
They can do it.
They can do it, but their PT
Uh,
session is going to be on their own time. What the platoon is doing is what
So we're allowing
mm,
people to do their own PT.
that's a commander's discretion. But you can't. It's like the 290.
Yeah.
It's all about the commander, though. Commander has that incentive
Oh,
program.
so okay, yeah, yeah. So they still have that
Yes.
program. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, everybody still do PT though, right? Like
Yes.
6:30. You know, the conventional salute the flag.
Oh, yes,
do PT.
So I have a question. So you've seen the old way and now the new way. You think it's the new way is better? Get the soldiers better prepared for combat than the old way. What's your opinion? Just your opinion.
So, I'm an old school soldier. I believe that
Yeah.
we won wars on the APFT. You know, can't take away from that. But if you want to look at the new generation soldiers and CrossFit, they're martial artists now. They do certain different things. So I think it'll be beneficial now to tailor what the soldier is doing now.
That makes sense. What they're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
Okay. I mean, I mean, I'm not gonna say that's wrong because I guess there's really no such thing as right or wrong as long as you can get the mission done, right?
But I bet you 80 seconds still run like hell.
Absolutely.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. You can never. That's tradition. You can't
Yeah.
take that away from the airborne.
Well, I'm pretty sure the infantry unit is doing the same thing too.
Oh
Though.
yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm kind of like 50-50.
Yeah.
Believe me, I like change because sometimes
Yeah.
change is always for the better.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the way I look
You
at
have
it.
to embrace it.
You gotta embrace it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I was kind of stuck with,
Yeah.
the old PT test.
Right.
Why? Because shit, I can max it out,
Yes. Easy.
Yeah.
Right.
right? But when I joined the units here in Fort Lewis,
Right.
it was kind of different because we were doing different kind of PT.
Yeah.
Like we followed what the commander's guidance was
Right.
as far as PT.
Right.
But when the squads, platoons developed their own, it was always and then some.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then that's why when we started doing the PT test, it's like a joke because we could max it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No big deal.
It becomes nothing.
You train harder so that when you time
that
for the
was-
PT test is
But
easy.
that was the idea, though. You gotta train hard to make the real deal easy.
Correct.
It's kind of like combat.
Yeah.
Yes.
You train for combat, so when you go to combat, you're mentally and physically ready.
Yeah.
I do like that you guys are, like opening it up and finding ways that you have a expert.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll call him an expert.
Right.
Expert that helps you guys out in, physically
Yeah.
planning it out. But it does kind of lose a little bit of touch
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the personal level on how to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I mean, that's part of developing the relationship, right? Is you as the leader, the squad leader, the team leader, whatever, you're doing PT with your team and you suffer together, you suck air together, and then you pass the PT test together and then you develop that little bond, right?
Well, I mean, you have that experience on both ends. You have
Yes.
the old and the now. I mean, so is it working?
The platoon sergeant squad leaders are still getting after it. So nothing has changed in that aspect.
Right.
Still got to endure the suck with them. So they're still doing the ruck marches, the combat focus
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ps.
Yeah.
They're
Or
doing
the
all that.
other extra curriculum.
Yes.
Is
Yeah.
it ruck march and full battle rattle?
So
Yeah.
so they're the brigade standard, but yeah, we do
Good.
Thursdays. Full battle rattle.
Yeah, that's good. But my other question, going away from the PT test,
Yeah.
if I will, is what are the most common issues that you face now that that you're in the leadership position? Like before, it was
The
like
now and then.
yeah, now and then, like back in the day, we have a lot of DUIs,
Yeah.
soldier talk,
Disciplines.
discipline.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you see the same issues now, or is there any different?
Got the same issues. Just the way we go about solving those issues.
Oh,
It's a little bit different. You can't be as you can, but the way your approach is, right? It's always your approach or your delivery,
Right.
trying to get across to your soldiers. So we were talking about this prior, and
Yeah.
you can be equally as hard, but
Yeah.
you got to be able to deliver what you're trying to say. I know in the previous podcast,
Yeah.
we spoke about first sergeant, you barely knew your first sergeant. You barely knew who
Yeah.
your platoon sergeant
Yep.
was.
Yeah.
Right. So now it's more personal. So now, like, talk about servant leadership, and we talk about first sergeants getting down on the line, and we're not on the line as far as door kickers anymore. You kind of away from that, but you can influence soldiers in different ways. So the way you get across with discipline is sit down with your soldiers and get to know them as people. So get these signs or these triggers you see in these soldiers. Then if they're going through a rough time.
Right.
So you see that in the same discipline
Mhm.
problems.
Yeah.
Same, but the way we solve them is different in some aspects, but the same in the same aspects as the old school. We just have to pick and choose how we do it.
Yeah,
Right.
'cause
So this is where I see what you're saying, because speaking on the first sergeant level, right? On the
Yes.
higher. So with that said, what is the platoon sergeant and squad leader doing?
Same. They're getting to know the same thing.
Right.
Talk about paid activities, right?
Mhm.
They're still counseling at the end of the month. They're still doing all that. Platoon sergeants are ensuring they're doing that.
Right.
But it's still the same.
Okay.
But just like we use in 2ID under the
Right.
under the oak tree counseling.
Right.
Mhm.
Sit down with your soldier,
Right.
talk to them about their weekend. Hey, Joe Snuffy, you're doing this weekend. Here's my plan. Soldier talks to their squad leader and says, "This is my plan for this weekend." Same
But that's
things.
not the first sergeant doing it. That is what you said, right?
No, it's a squad leader.
Okay,
good.
okay,
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Now I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think because if a first sergeant have to go all the way down, that's a good thing. But at the same time, you're taking away power from the lower NCOs.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah. I just want to make sure I understood
'Cause-
that.
yeah, because I always believe that the first sergeant's role is to take care. But the way they take care of the soldiers is by taking care of the leaders,
Yes.
right? So the platoon sergeants making sure that they are in compliance with, accordance with all the regulations,
Yeah.
and doing what you want them to do. You don't necessarily have to be on the ground with the platoon sergeants. And in my opinion,
Yeah.
to take care of the soldiers, you need to take care of those platoon sergeants so they can do the right thing for the soldier.
Right.
Is what I'm used to.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Oh, it's still the same.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing.
Okay. No, I think because the last podcast, I think we were talking about it's kind of the same, but I think in the sense of I think we were talking about like when soldiers openly just approaching and they're not not the word scared, but I think they mistaken
Yeah,
they're
like-
forgetting the line.
Especially like female
I
soldiers,
think
like
that's what
going
we're
to
talking about,
Hey,
right?
first sergeant. Hey.
Or like I think the imagine because there's an imaginary line between the lower ranking and the higher
Right.
ranking.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's what we were talking about
Right,
last time,
right,
right?
right.
That was before. Like,
Right.
The way when I said it before, like back in like late 90s, you kind of like stiffen up if you see
Yeah.
like an NCO. You're like, oh my god, I don't want to talk to that NCO.
Or you see the first sergeant in the
Right.
airport, like, oh crap,
Like,
on the other
About
way.
face.
Yeah,
about
yeah,
face, right? But as the generations or
Evolved.
evolve,
Yeah.
they're more open, in not necessarily in a bad way, but
Yeah.
at least they could see it's also a person.
Right.
Yeah. Which is not a bad thing. I think some soldiers don't know the line is a problem.
Do you have those problems still?
So
Yeah.
funny you say that. So you have to establish that line.
Yeah.
It's up to that first sergeant.
Right.
Establish the line and establish with your platoon sergeant the line. This is
Right.
what needs to happen. But the time of deployment, a lot of these young leaders got promoted quick.
Yeah.
So the
Right.
know-how
Yeah.
to be a platoon sergeant, or
Right.
even a first sergeant, is very unknown. They're learning at the fly. So the older guys like us, like we learned at a very young age.
Right.
The combat time, it's
Yeah.
they didn't learn that line. So we just
Yeah.
had to establish that line and the platoon sergeant, squad
You
leaders.
just gotta nip that in the butt as
Yeah, nip that in the
lowest
butt.
possible, right?
Yeah.
And that's gonna be your challenge now. Is now that we're not in a combat environment.
Mhm.
How do you get them ready? So that when they do deploy, if the balloon pops, whatnot, how do you prepare them for deployment, right? Train them to combat, yes, got it. But as far as the
Discipline?
character, the resiliency and all that stuff,
Yeah.
because I think some soldiers will probably say, no, we're not gonna go back to war.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I think
know what I mean?
I think I'm gonna be more blunt on what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
So, do you think they're softer now than before?
Yeah.
I think is that what you're trying to say?
I
Yeah.
don't think they're
Yeah.
softer. I think,
Yeah.
like we were talking before, some of
Yeah.
these soldiers are more educated than we are. Some of these guys have master degrees,
Right.
bachelors. So it's not they're softer, they're smarter. But we have to find a way to tailor leadership, be able to get them to do stuff. And it's fine. It's just adaptability as a leader.
Mm.
Right.
But same thing. It's a mentality. So
Right.
if we prepare our formations mentality to think
Right.
we're going to war,
Yeah.
then it's gonna be positivity is contagious. So is negativity.
Yeah.
So you say
Right.
we're not going to war. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
So now we have to train our minds
Yeah.
that we're going to go to war.
Yeah.
I can go up any second. So that's what my company.
Yeah.
That's not every company. I can't speak for every company. My company.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that's good right now, because we have leaders like him that has combat experience,
Right.
right?
'Cause
So
not everybody got a
Not
combat
everybody.
patch. Yeah.
right. So
Especially
once
in the
you
first round level.
yes, so once you see those first sergeants, those captains, so I'm pretty I'm seeing captains right now that hasn't
That's
that don't
majority.
have
The most captain, at least, that's like what, 5 years in the army?
Yeah.
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 What in your formation? What's the percentage of people with
Combat patch?
combat experience
Oh, experience in general. Yeah.
in general?
So commanders, one.
Oh wow,
Damn.
that's scary.
How about NCOs?
So all the first sergeants obviously have combat patches.
Hmm.
But 6 and below, I mean,
Right.
very few to none. Few to none.
The reason why I ask is
Right.
because I could relate. This
Yeah.
is way back when
Before war.
before
Yeah.
nobody had patches,
Patches. Yeah.
right? If we saw a patch, it's a very, very old person,
Yeah. Panama and Desert Storm.
right?
Yeah.
So but then that didn't change the way we
The
did.
attitude.
The attitude,
The toughness.
the toughness was still there.
Yeah.
So I can relate.
Right.
There's a lot of questions. Of course, we're gonna
Drill
continue to
into it.
poke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do believe that although the generation today are a lot smarter, like you said,
Yeah.
they're more educated.
Which I agree. They
Right.
should.
Me too. I do agree that,
Yeah.
which is great.
I'm all about school.
Yeah. But the leadership, it doesn't come from just because you've been deployed.
Right.
It's the way you approach it.
Yes.
You do find ways to try
Train
to
us to fight,
influence,
basically.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of the school, smarter soldiers, but that doesn't give them the not is I don't know if
the
the
street
word,
smarts.
Well, it's not even that. Like, okay, I got it. If you got a master's or bachelor's degree and you're my soldier, you're still my soldier. I don't care about your
Right.
your degree. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? What I'm gonna tell you is basically what's gonna happen because it's what's gonna make us better as a team. That makes sense?
Yes.
Because as a leader, I am even if I'm aware that you got a degree. Let's say you got a degree, right? Okay, got it. You got a doctor's degree. Put it that way, right? But I am your squad leader with a GED. Okay, but I got a mission to follow. So basically, I have to train this guy with a doctorate degree, since I have the experience because I become an NCO for a reason because of my experience
Yes.
and obviously years in service, and I have the army smart. I'm probably I'm smarter as a soldier because I have the experience. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yes. Makes sense.
So I have the credentials to train you to be a great soldier and to go to combat, even if
Right.
am I making sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
I'm gonna sprinkle that a little bit more.
I don't know if I'm making sense though.
It is. You are making sense. But what I'm gonna if I was in that position,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, I'm in a leadership role.
Right.
I know what I'm doing
Yeah.
as far as what we need to train.
Yeah.
You're educated in some other whatever.
Whatever. Yeah.
Rocket
Right?
science or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
What
Basket
tells
weaving.
right? It tells me that you know how to research basket weaving.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come here. This is what we need to do.
Yeah.
This is how I know to do it.
Yeah.
Can you find a better way?
That's right.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's a good one.
Involve.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, that's the what
That's
they
it.
say. We say this all the time.
Because
But
I think what I don't like with that is because some people take that degree as
And-
an attitude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They slap it in front of your face.
That's
Yeah.
right, and that's what I'm scared of.
Yeah.
What soldiers doing now? They just being a smartass instead of
Yeah.
being a smart to help the team.
No,
Them-
I hear you because I had a couple. O2. I had a soldier who was already bachelor's
Right.
degree holder.
Yeah.
Came in the army as a Spec 4
Right.
specialist.
Yeah.
spec for is old term.
He was a specialist.
Right.
Smart Alec, man.
Yeah.
Anything that we did, he continues to
Blah blah.
blah 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 until you gotta smack him around a little bit.
Yeah.
Then they figure it out.
Yeah.
But he was so smart that he found ways to make things better,
Which is good.
which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to know how to pull him to that direction.
And that's what leaders needs
Yeah.
to do.
Instead of being like a smart Alec.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense. That makes sense, though.
Yeah, but you know what I mean?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
But you just got to be creative thinking. Like, you
Yeah.
gotta think outside the box.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how you create the culture. I think the culture you create helps those guys and benefits those guys.
Right.
Because instead of being just a private,
Right.
they can help you implement things that
Yeah.
thinking outside the box.
What
Right.
we used to say in the unit is the best idea doesn't necessarily come with the
No.
the highest ranking individual in the room.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the organization is a flat organization for a reason.
Mhm.
So even if you're an E5, E6,
Right.
You voice your idea, or voice
Yeah.
your concern, and whatnot. Everybody from the chain of command will
Right.
listen. That's a good culture to develop. As long as there's the understanding of the boundaries.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's what I think that's what I was getting at. You just hit it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them to mistaken their knowledge to the positions. That
Right.
makes sense? I think
Makes
that's because some kids are just too smart and just becomes the attitude just comes with it. You know what I mean?
Oh man, I can fix that.
and that's the next question.
Yes.
So the attitude comes with it. Now, how I don't know if NCOs are. I think we had this again.
Yeah.
It's good to go back to that last podcast because now that we got an active duty, because now how do we deal with soldiers with attitudes? Now are NCOs scared to even approach these people? I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
So, you know how it is in the Army. Like, we got to empower NCOs, right?
Right.
Officers plan, NCOs.
yeah, lead the way.
But we have to empower NCOs.
Right.
So, myself, I only can speak for myself.
Yeah.
I empower my non-commissioned.
Right.
But you have to give them the tools in order to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Take care of NCO business,
Right.
right? And that's what me mentorship, NCO PD,
Yeah.
and sitting down with them and getting to do certain things. But hey, they're not listening. Write it up.
Okay.
They color outside the lines. Write it up.
Also, that's still happening.
So
That's
three
good.
counselings, Article 15.
Right.
Continue to have a pattern.
Yeah.
Failure to adapt. Thank you
Yeah.
for your service.
I like it.
That's good.
You mentioned NCOPD. That's still happening.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Okay,
Wow,
that's
good. That's good.
How often?
So I do. So we do paid activities every month, or we try to.
Yeah.
Depends what the mission set is.
Yeah.
Painted focus, YTC. But I try to at least sit down with my NCOs once a month or every other month. Depends what the mission set is.
Yeah.
But I just pull them in my office. Hey, gonna go over this. This is where we're lacking.
Yeah.
We're gonna improve.
Well, that's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm thirsty.
Oh, water.
It's a get some fire water real quick.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let me get water because I'm thirsty too, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get some. You got some water?
Alright. I think the conversation is getting better.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
This is to, all of you out there.
you.
To our
Cheers.
fallen soldiers.
It's just water.
Mhm.
Oh, I like this episode.
Yeah. Yeah, no. It's good to really have this conversation because I think I keep saying it over and over because we didn't have someone like you to answer our questions because me and this guy was in the PX. That's why we mentioned standards.
We were
That's why we mentioned standards because
Yeah.
standards looks like it's out of the window.
this person. I don't know if the uniform. What is it? ACT, ACU,
OCP.
The
OCP.
OCP.
OCP was. I don't know if he put it in a dryer so long that it shrunk.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, because that thing was screaming.
Yeah.
It was
lieutenant.
Appendix.
How do you be a water bar out of shape already? You know what I mean? Like,
should you be eating that?
the pound
Where's
cake.
H2F? H2F, take care of this.
No, I think in outside looking in as a retiree, I feel like I don't think the discipline is being enforced as far as outside looking in. You know what I mean? Because I do go to JBLM a lot on posts, obviously. So I see, as little as snakes coming out of your boots.
Yeah.
Little things.
Oh, that's my pet
Okay,
peeve.
how about this? I think it was Friday. I don't remember the standard on wearing a lanyard on your neck, but if you
Dog, dog tags?
lanyard,
Lanyard?
like freaking like ID holder, ID card holder outside
For your
the
badge?
OCP is in the PX now
Oh, it still has to be.
in the food court, right? So little things like that is what I'm saying. I almost ask him if that's legal.
No, it's not
You know what I
legal.
mean?
No, it's not.
Because I'm looking at, and you know how many soldiers they have during lunch? Looking at the same guy I'm looking at, and I wonder if I'm the only guy noticing that. You know what I mean? Like
But if you see that, how many other leaders?
that's
Yeah,
my point.
exactly.
My point is, as a civilian guy, I'm looking at it. Why do I notice it? And then we got 100 soldiers around me, and nobody's saying anything.
Have you seen soldiers with just brown T-shirt walking all over the place?
Smack them. No.
You seen
Or-
those?
T-shirts, no hats. I've seen everything, man. It's freaking.
And they don't work in the airfield either.
Yeah.
No.
Or they're
You know
not
what I'm
cutting
saying?
grass. Or they're not doing any,
No.
cleaning, whatever.
Yeah.
They're just hanging out.
I know it sounds petty, but I think that's part of the disciplines that I grew up in as a old school soldier. You know what I mean? So, and I don't know. Again, we might be wrong. Maybe a new regulation says you can now. I guess that's my question.
Same standard,
Right.
then same.
As far as like uniform,
But
right?
if leaders allow that to happen, we created what?
Yeah.
Standard.
Standards.
Yeah.
So we allow that to happen. We allow that soldier to walk around without headgear,
And I
brown T-shirt.
And I think that's the message that we want to share to whoever is going to listen to this. Yeah, if you're a leader out there, you know what I mean? I think that's, you got to
Go back to the basics.
go back basics. I mean, I'm a soldier. I'm a proud soldier. We love our soldiers. We don't want the standards to go down. And I think that's what we're asking everyone to do.
Yeah. My old boss
Yeah,
always says this, like, be an expert with the basics.
that's right.
'Cause if you're a master of the basics,
Yeah,
you can take on anything.
Yes.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But again, that's why I'm saying, like, are leaders scared to correct soldiers? I think that's my point. You know what I mean? Maybe nobody's saying anything because they're scared that, man, this guy I might get a complaint against me. You know what I mean? Like,
And like I said, I can't only speak for my formation.
yeah.
I don't know about any other formation. I
Right.
can't speak about any other first sergeants, majors,
Yeah.
how they control their formation.
Right.
I know, speaking for my battalion,
Yeah.
standard is a standard and no
Right.
culling outside the lines. Bedrock of the foundation is standards.
Right.
So we live by, die by the standards.
Right.
That's what is preached in my formation.
Yeah. I think that's again that's the message.
Yeah.
I personally want
And,
to
and I
send
think
them.
if you're a first sergeant and whatever your company do reflects on you,
Right.
because you develop the culture because you're, yeah,
Unfortunately,
unfortunately.
That was like
No, I mean, I like creating the culture because
Yes.
the
Right, right,
culture
right.
drives who you are. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
I don't care about the commander. Commander is there for policy making, sign down all this
Just,
stuff.
yeah.
It's my
look
company.
pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's my company, and whatever culture I develop, make you when you stand back, you look at your soldiers, you look at their character, their demeanor, the total line, and all the stuff. You get proud. Like,
That's
wow,
right.
this is my company.
Yeah,
You
that's
know.
it. Yeah.
We did this.
Yes,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah. Well, some unit out there, your soldiers running around PX looking like soup
Yeah.
sandwich.
Yeah, first Sarn, get it done.
Or
Fix this.
NCO down there,
Fix this
help us
stuff.
out, man.
Man, come on. Yeah. Help us out. Make us proud again.
Keep Sergeant Majors out of your back.
There you go.
Yeah.
Get him out of your back.
Yeah.
Develop that basic
That's right.
discipline.
But you know, the leadership are getting younger now.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
But
Oh,
When
yeah.
they say young.
What young?
So I went to the MLC graduation over here in JBLM. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatnot.
Right.
And I wonder if it's the commandant of the NCEA. He looks younger than
early
me.
30s?
Yeah, probably in his 40s, like my age, really young, my age.
Oh, he looks young. Is that early 30s? No, but
Early
I think they have leaders now that's like in the 20s.
Oh my God!
Senior rankings. You know what I mean? Like up there.
That's I would
good.
say that's pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah,
It depends on how you look at it because
I joined the army late, so everybody was always young.
You're the oldest.
I was the oldest one.
You were older than your platoon sergeant.
Do you remember when you had brackets for APFT?
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
18 to 21, 22,
Yeah,
20.
yeah.
yeah.
I was already at the second or third.
Oh man,
Yours already said old.
that's the advanced score. That's the advanced score.
They said, do you have a pulse? Yep.
Yep.
300.
So now are they getting younger?
Because why really or how? You know what I mean? It's are they that really that good?
Well,
Or
so
the army.
I can tell you from
ranks like candies.
no. I can tell you from experience when Sergeant Major of the Army Dan Daly,
Yeah.
he implemented that.
Okay.
So here's what when I talked to him when he
Yeah.
visited the unit,
yeah.
there was an incident where he went to a special forces unit
Right.
and the command sergeant major was overweight.
Yeah.
So he was pissed. Well, he was disappointed.
Right.
Like, why are you a sergeant major of a elite battalion
Yeah. Looking like this.
and you're overweight?
Yeah.
So from
Wait,
that
wait.
experience,
Can he pass the PT test?
Hey, touche. Touche.
But 600-9.
hey,
Touche.
he didn't get Article 15, so apparently he passed the PD test. But so he made it his mission
To
to make sure that the sergeant majors are
Yeah.
younger, fitter, smarter.
has nothing to do with age. I think you can be old and still be fit.
Oh yeah, you can.
So, I mean, I don't disagree because if you're high speed, you're high speed. You
Yeah.
be sergeant major 10 years in the army, and because you earned it, then so be it, right?
And that's why the promotion system is like that right now.
But at the same time, I don't know. I'm having a hard time understanding because in our era, I guess it's so hard to get promoted, man. Holy crap, dude.
You do have those special unicorns.
Right.
That-
Even infantry, infantry, you guys get promoted E7, maybe, I don't know, 10 years as a fast tracking? E8?
Yeah, 10.
Well, it's faster if you're
And
Ranger
that's
Cab.
already infantry, right? But now everybody is getting promoted, not just infantry.
Well, Well,
Yes.
the new promotion system
Yeah.
awards or rewards those who stand out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Based on the OML system, right? So you're not gonna get an OML
Oh, that's right. We had
as a
that
low
discussion last
number
time.
if
Yeah.
you're a douchebag.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because your NCOR is gonna look, it's gonna reflect. Now
I
the
think
only
I-
problem with that is if you have the good old boy system going around.
Right.
Is there a good old boy system?
I mean, I don't think that's gonna go away though.
I don't think that's
I don't
gonna
think
go
that's gonna go
yeah.
away.
Remember, my opinion last time is, let's say, I think I had the same exact examples from last time, right? And I'm glad that you're here because I don't know if this is happening. So if you're just working your ass out because you ain't got time to do nothing, you know what I mean? I'm over here working at home, teleworking, doing college, doing this, doing that, because I have the time and luxury.
Yeah.
So how's that gonna make me look for promotion? You know what I mean?
Mm.
Am I gonna get promoted first than you? Because now I'm stacking up college. I'm stacking out military schools.
Well,
because I have the time.
but your
How's that
NCORs, are you doing your job?
I am doing my job, teleworking.
How is it now?
You know what I'm saying?
But I feel the same. This is my own personal opinion.
Right.
It's still like the one of one, right?
Yeah.
They said among the best,
Right.
one of one. But not everybody can be the most qualified.
Right.
Right.
What if your senior rater's profile doesn't allow you to get the top block?
So
Right.
there's a workaround on that. So as long as you write the senior rater comment as if you had a most qualified, that the board will consider it's a most qualified.
That's always the understanding.
Right.
But we all know, since at this table,
Yeah.
that it's 3 to 4 minutes. So are they still block checking or they're legitly reading? We don't know that.
Up.
Well,
So-
first of all, we just talking about
So when
I thought we
No, so when I went to watch the board,
Right.
the E8, E7 board
Yeah.
in HRC, they do skim on. So when they look at the NCER, right? So it's 3 screens.
yeah
Back then, there's DA photo, NCER, and then file.
Yeah.
back in the day yeah
So the NCER, they look at the name, they look at the duty description and position description, and then they skim on the block, the
Yeah.
blocks, and they go straight to the senior rater comment and they read it.
right
And once they read it, and like, oh, okay, cool. They do the score, and then they look at the assignment history. Assignment history, then they're gonna
Yeah.
look at the military schooling,
right
and then they give the score, and then they move on to the next person.
right. So what makes these young senior leaders? What put them up there basically? What set them apart besides NCWR? Because NCWR, I think you had the good point last time.
Mm-hmm.
Because me and Rogelio can have 1-1 all the way
Among the best.
among the best. Just
Hey, that's like I said. So promotion is subjective to that sergeant major sitting down on the
Okay.
board.
So who you know basically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It-
that's why I said that good old boy system is not gonna go away.
Yeah, because it's the leadership now is young, man. I'm telling you. I see a lot of soldiers in the senior level like young.
And there's those disqualifiers, like,
Yeah.
you have to have 24 months by your proponent. So if
Yeah.
you hit everything your proponent lays out,
Yeah.
student sergeant time, 36 months,
Yeah.
instructor, drill sergeant,
Right.
you get those trusted positions. I think that plays a huge role.
Yeah.
So here's my other question. Talking about career progression, what is now the senior leaders doing for those first sergeants? Because I know for a fact that a lot of E8s are retiring because most of their leadership failed them. If that's the right word, not really failed them, but is short of developing those NCOs. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of E8s that I know that are pretty they have animosity towards their leadership because of this, that, and whatever. Are the senior leaders, brigade, battalion level and above?
How about you? Are you being groomed for your next level?
Yeah.
Yes. So it's up to the chain of command. It's up to your sergeants, majors, to groom you. And it's also that leader, though. I also, you got to be a long life learner.
Yeah.
If you want to be stagnant and you choose to be stagnant, that's on you.
Mhm.
You're not opening a book reading.
Yeah.
Say you're reading David Goggins'
Yeah.
example, but you're learning life lessons or lessons as a leader, what he did to be successful.
Right.
So if you're not being a long life learner and you
Yeah.
choose to be stagnant, that's on you, 100%.
Yeah.
And you can always, if you're satisfied with just getting your bachelor's,
Yeah.
you're fine with that. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
now if you want to go get your master's,
Yeah.
that shows the board, that
Yeah.
shows your leadership. I took the time,
Yeah.
earned the diamond, and mentored my own self or self education.
Mhm.
But that's up to the leader.
And that's what these young senior leaders are doing, basically.
They're getting
For the most
after
part.
education,
Yeah.
and that's what the Army preach. You know, TA.
Yeah.
We preach bachelors, and some of these guys are not necessarily going to stay in.
Yeah.
Going to get their degrees.
Yeah.
They're
And,
going to pursue opportunities outside.
And
yeah.
and I think that's one thing I like about this generation is the roadmap is clear. You have the PDMs and all that stuff. Back then, we didn't have roadmaps.
Well, what's a roadmap to SGM, CSM?
It depends on your career maps because you know
Yeah.
on ACT.
Well, what's
on your
yours?
career map. So you know that you got to hit certain jobs. You know, for like we're 91 series. You know, mortar sergeant, senior maintenance advisor. You know, battle staff. You know, bachelors working on your masters. So there's a roadmap. There's career maps for your CMF, but people gotta go on ACT now and research.
Yeah.
But that's where you educate your young NCOs and let them know, you know, this is how you.
So, with your roadmap of 91, have you checked all of them?
You're not going to, or some are not going to, some are. So like for me, I did instructor. That's entrusted position. That's generating. You know, that's not broadening.
Yeah.
Motor sergeant. You know, sometimes ask for sharp. EO. You know, I hit all those stuff, but it depends on if they want to follow that roadmap.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, there's no right or wrong way to get promoted.
Right.
It's just you have to like say like you have to hit certain things, and then your
Right.
senior bullet will state XYZ.
Right.
You know, the promote now, the immediately.
So, has your senior rater actually sat down with you and looked at your career map and said, "Hey, Brennan, you have done A, B, and C. You still don't have D, E, F.
Yeah.
D and E is comparable to F, G. We got to send you to school."
I see what you're saying.
You know,
Yeah.
have they actually sat down?
So from my, I can only speak from my experience.
Yeah.
So my sergeant majors and my battalion sergeant major and my battalion commander are very good at that.
Sorry, technical difficulty. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But yeah, from my leadership,
Yeah.
I can't speak for everybody.
So they have.
Yeah, for myself, yes,
So in turn, you do the same to the people in your charge.
yes.
Well, I hope that if that's happening with your unit, I hope that it does happen to the adjoining unit.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, that never happened to me.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, I think it's your mentors though, and
I,
Yeah.
I had to look at my own,
I mentored myself a lot.
Yeah.
Honestly.
and went after what I need to go after.
Yeah.
The things that I could control, I control. The
Yeah.
things that are out of my hands, I
Right.
try to ask.
Yeah.
Well, I was pretty fortunate because some of my counterparts, you know, I have a great relationship with my commanders, my
Right.
my O6, and we sit down and talk with BS. Sometimes we drink. Sometimes we go to
Yeah.
whiskey festival, whatnot. Earl Hervey. And we talk about career progression. And because they're more senior to me, they advise me like, hey, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. So I was fortunate that I had leaders
Yeah,
that really
those-
care.
No, I was more like Rogelio. I basically looked at my own stats, so to speak,
Mhm.
and figured like I assumed basically like, yeah, I think I'm missing this one. I gotta hit this up. In fact, I had a position one time that was I was new to the unit. In fact, here in JBLM, they said, "Hey, this is gonna be your job." You know what I told them?
Yeah.
No, because I don't need that job. This is what I need to get promoted.
Right.
And they didn't even tell me. I figured it out myself. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I got promoted to first sergeant.
Yeah, I used to call Branch and argue with Branch. No, I already did this.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, I can give you the guy. I told him literally, hey, for real. Me and
Yeah.
him are still good friend. Like, hey, sir, I don't need that job. No offense, but you gotta find another guy for that job.
Right. Right.
That's not for me.
Yeah.
Well, my mentor is like sitting right there.
Well,
There
that's
you
why
go.
I made it.
That's good. So we have 4 minutes left.
It's never enough.
It's
It's
never
never
enough.
We
enough.
gotta have this guy back.
For sure.
Yeah. So
we
on
have
that
other
note,
things.
we'll do a little fire water drink.
Fire water drink for the finale.
Water. Happy birthday.
Thank you, thank you.
Happy
Look at
birthday.
that.
Happy birthday.
Thanks for Brandon for having you here. I
Thank
think
you.
we
Thank
Thank
for
you
having
so
me.
much for sharing what's going on today.
yeah, that's
in
not
the
even
active
everything
world.
though.
No,
Yeah.
we didn't even scratch the tip.
No.
No,
I think
gotta
next
get
time-
back.
Yeah.
Okay.
we get-
You already know where we at. So
Thank you for having me.
yeah.
To all the viewers out there, if you have any questions or comments or whatever you guys want us to talk about, hey, feel free to comment so we can
Yep.
research and talk about it.
Don't forget to click the notification button. Like, subscribe.
Hit the
If
bell.
if you really want to, you could actually just shoot us a text, contact us.
Yeah.
You want to be here? You want to discuss something that's near and dear to you?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about it.
Yep. And on that note, before we do closing comments, I'd like to do a shout out for my organization, the Joint Special Operations Association. They do stuff for your operator, the tip of the spear. They provide scholarships, help their families when they're in need. So if you have any extra cash or whatever you want to donate, I'll put down the JSOA's website on the description, and follow that and click donate. And you can donate over there. You have any?
Yeah, I represent Emergency Food Network. It's a nonprofit organization located in Lakewood. We service Pierce County food pantries, and we make sure that people in need have food.
That's
That
important.
That includes JBLM community. People think that there's no soldiers that are struggling.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
There's always someone. Yeah. Me as always, go fund me. I gotta pay for my habits. I gotta pay
Go
golf.
fund
So
him.
lastly, seriously though, I talk to your battle buddies. Someone is always struggling out there, whether it's physically, and mostly mentally. Something that we don't see. Hey, get a hold of them.
You have any shout outs you want to say?
Oh, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and thank
Enjoy
you
this.
for coming to our show and being our guest. It open our eyes and the discussion on a lot of stuff. Oh, before we go, I have this coin. Talk one coin. This is my 2-9 coin, my mechanized unit coin.
Now he's gone. That's how much.
If you look at the back, it has my last name.
Oh.
So this is my first coin. When I joined the army, it was an infantry unit, and the reason how I got my coin was I cleaned the battalion AO by myself. So the sergeant major gave me a coin. Like, cool, all right. Get me a 2-9 coin.
Did you cut the grass with the scissors?
No. I had those rolling
Rolling.
the rolling thing.
Are you
Yeah,
sure
we-
this is not in conjunction with an article?
Yeah, 2-9 infantry. But again, for my top listeners, thank you for listening to our podcast, and see you again next time. You have any final comments? No?
No, I'm good.
All right. See you in the next episode.